Hello and welcome to this presentation from the Urban Penguin. My name is Andrew Mallett, and in today's presentation we're going to look at what happens when you're stuck on Centos 8 with no more support, showing you how you can get support from the good folk at Rocky Linux. Yes, they've provided a simple script that can upgrade your Centos 8 or Centos Stream system to either Rocky 8 or Rocky 9. Come on, let's find the command line and see how you can move away from your trapped system. Hello and welcome to the command line, the glorious, or perhaps not so glorious, because when I go through and take a look at this host name CTL, we're running on Centos 8, and it's the gold release of 8. It hasn't been updated, and there's no more support for Centos 8, and haven't been since the end of 2021. But that's not the end of it. If you want to keep this system, this is an enterprise system that you did intend running for many years. You don't have to be caught up in the vagaries of operational changes within the corporations in America. Don't worry, Rocky Linux are there to get your back. So I can go ahead and clear my screen. And just to make sure, what we mean by an unsupported system just means that there are no longer updates available. So if I go through and try and run something like sudo and yum make cache to update my metadata, we can see then that there are no mirrors in the mirror list. So even if I wanted to install software, even if it's not going to be updated, there are no mirrors that are available for me to pick up those systems from. So what we're going to do is make sure that we download a little script created by the people at Rocky Linux, and then we can upgrade this Centos 8 system to Rocky 8. So let's just look at the process. I'm going to go through and just paste in the command for the moment. It's going to be easier than typing it out. But if I go through then and paste this in, if we look at that command, let's clear the screen and just up arrow. We can see then that we're going through to the GitHub repository for Rocky Linux, Rocky Tools. Moving down, we can see there's a migrate rocky.sh script, and the output file is going to be migrate to rocky.sh. So that's all that we've run. And if we now go through and look at the ls here, we can see then that we've got our script. We need to be running as root though. So let's go through and make sure that we upgrade to root. And now we can go through and use bash, pointing through to my Vagrant users home directory where we've downloaded to. And then we can go through and put migrate and the -r to migrate through to Rocky Linux. If I hit enter on this, then it's going to go through. We can see that we clear the cache. We try and download the current metadata, but that's not available. So we pick up then metadata from Rocky Linux so we can start then getting our system up and running to Centos 8.5. Once we're up at Centos 8.5, we're able to migrate our way through. And you can see for the moment of this, we've got, something like 239 packages to upgrade and 9 new packages. So this is going to take a little while to run through. We'll just speed it up so you can see the different steps as it runs through. Now we're running through the upgrade. So this is going to take us through to Centos 8.5. Now you can see that we've added in the Rocky Linux repos now. So we can start looking at what's available from Rocky Linux itself. We've downloaded some of their branding information. And now we're checking for updates available. And we're into the stage of updating now our Centos system through 401 packages through to Rocky Linux 8.8. Now, as you go through and see, we can see there's 795 packages. So this is going to take our system all the way through to Rocky 8.8. Now, in real time, that probably took 15 minutes. Obviously, we sped it up because you didn't need to watch it all. But if I go through and clear my screen and just take a look at hostname CTL now, you can see then that we are up and running with Rocky Linux. And if I go through and just do my yum cache again, you can see now that we're able to access our repositories because these repositories are live and these repositories are going to be available for you to be able to use until 2029. So why wouldn't you? Now, of course, the real test is going to make sure that the system does boot. So if we go through and shut the system down, so let's go through and just run our power off. Now, allowing a little bit of time for the system to shut down, I'm returning to my host machine. I manage my virtual machines with Vagrant, so I can bring the virtual machine back up using the Vagrant up command. This one will obviously go through and start our virtual machine within VirtualBox. Once it's started up, I'm going to be able to jump in using Vagrant SSH and be able to connect to it. So we can see we're going through the boot process at the moment. We're just waiting to be able to connect in via SSH. So allow a little bit of time for some of the services to start. Obviously, the first boot might take a little bit of while, but we're up and running now. We can then go through and clear the screen and Vagrant SSH, hit the enter key, and then we're connected back into our system. And of course, we can use hostname CTL to be able to print out that we are then running Linux 8.8. And how easy was that process? So you're going to be able to migrate quite easily from your CentOS Stream machines or your CentOS 8 machines through to the latest version of Rocky.
All that is left to say is thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, then you are probably sadder than I first thought. For more of this drivel, please subscribe, like and comment to @TheUrbanPenguin.